Hi, my name is Diane Ladd. Almost 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and given no hope of recovery, only told that I would get worse as time went on. I found the carnivore diet. It sounds crazy, I know, but I started eating only fatty red meat and a little chicken and a little fish. And before you know it, 3 weeks went by and I started feeling better. My fatigue lifted, my brain fog parted. I couldn't believe it. I was in amazement that by changing my diet, radically changing my diet, I began to feel health and well being like I had never felt before. I watch a lot of influencers on YouTube. I watch doctors, scientists, researchers. I look at a lot of studies and I'm trying to figure out for myself why this thing is working so that I can spread the news and I can help other people. But I can only speak to my experience, to how I feel when following the carnivore diet. So it's so dramatic to feel this good that I don't eat anything else. And I am a woman who has been on diets and off diets my entire life. I'd go on a diet Monday through Friday. Saturday would come along and I would have whatever I wanted, or I would have like a cheat meal or a cheat day. I don't do that anymore. That's how much this diet has changed my life. So much to the fact I don't want to call it a diet. I want to call it the way that I eat, the way that I live. This is just what I do on a daily basis. These are the foods I crave. These are the foods that have given me health, well being, state of mind, because they turned on my brain. They turned on my brain and they turned on my energy. So much to the fact where I will not eat anything else. I don't care. You can threaten me. You can twist my arm. You can do whatever you want. I'm not going to eat carbohydrates. I am not going to eat vegetables. And if you've never heard about this, you're going to think I'm crazy. You're going to definitely think that the carnivore diet is crazy because nobody eats this way. Everybody eats what they want to eat. But I'm telling you, I changed my diet dramatically. Actually, it wasn't really dramatic for me because I had been investigating different ways of eating because I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. I did not want to get worse. And that's what the doctors told me. You are either going to stay the way you are with these 20 odd symptoms, 10 odds, how many I had. I don't even want to think about it. The symptoms that I had were so debilitating. The fatigue, the brain fog, the speech issues, vision problems, heat sensitivity to where I had to worry if I was going to a cookout or a family gathering or a baseball game. I had to wear special clothing. I had to wear special ice packs on my back. I had to sleep with one. The heat sensitivity was unbearable. Yes, I was still walking, but I was becoming more unsteady. There was some questions about, should I have a cane? When should I get this cane? Will it be too soon? Will it be too late? I actually went online and looked at them. I wanted a cute one. Never bought it. Never had to. Instead of buying a cane, I changed what I ate. I started to tell you it wasn't that dramatic because I was doing keto. And I was feeling a bit better. The keto diet, very low carb, basically just eating a side salad, just eating some vegetables. And I thought to myself, you know what? I might as well try this thing and just give up the side salad and just eat meat, which was kind of sad to me because I had never done that before. So anytime you make a change, it can be a little disruptive. It can be that, you're used to seeing a plate, a very colorful plate, because they tell you to eat the rainbow, right? All the different colors were on my plate. And now I just have brown. Brown. Now I'm used to seeing that. And I'm okay with it because I know it's going to be delicious every single time. And I know preparing it is so easy. And I enjoy it. I enjoy it every meal of every day. So why am I talking to you? I'm talking to you because not many people know about this. Not many people know, first of all, that you don't have to eat vegetables and that you don't have to eat your carbs. Even if you are diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, which, let's think about this rationally. If you have type 2 diabetes, you are having a hard time with carbohydrates. Your body is reacting to sugar and carbohydrates horribly. And it's making your blood sugar spike, and it could cause a lot of trouble down the road. And if you're one of those people, you know the trouble that it's going to cause you. So carbohydrates are not agreeing with your body. And what do they tell you to do? You can have some carbohydrates. Yeah, just don't overdo it. And take metformin. Take a little insulin. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Keep on eating the way that you're eating. Keep on eating those cookies. Keep on eating that candy. Just make sure you put a little insulin in there to kind of soak up the sugar. I don't know. Take it away. Whatever it's going to do. Does that make any sense to you guys? Because you know what? When I really think about it, it doesn't make any sense to me. If you're having trouble with sugar and carbohydrates, don't eat them. That's an option that nobody tells us about. So when I say it, you go, no, I need my ice cream. Whatever I need my sandwich. I need it. I need it. That's what you say. But let me tell you something. There is no such thing as an essential carbohydrate. No such thing. It is not essential for your body or your brain or your mental health to eat a sugar or carbohydrate. If you don't eat them, your body will make just enough. I know this personally because I haven't eaten sugar or carbohydrates for 14 months. And when I test my blood glucose, I still have blood glucose, sugar in my blood. I haven't eaten it, but it's there. Perhaps my body is making it. Yes, folks, that's a secret nobody wants to tell you. If you don't eat carbohydrates and glucose, your body will make those things for you in the perfect, correct amount for your body. You don't have to eat it. Sure, it's fun to eat it. Yeah, let's all have a party and eat some candy and eat some carbohydrates and have a good time. But you know what? I'm sorry to say, food is not meant to be entertainment. It's meant to be sustenance. You are supposed to be eating to nourish your body. And if you're eating excess carbohydrates and excess sugar, that's not nourishing your body. That's causing yourself to be out of balance. And you can't function if you're out of balance. So I'm telling you all this because the medical community won't tell you this. The medical community will not tell you how to take care of your own body. If you want to learn how to take care of your own body, there's a lot of people who could help you. There's a lot of people on the internet talking. You have to know who's who, though. You know, you have to trust the right people to be able to tell you, and you have to test each thing on yourself. And you have to possibly test your blood sugar or take notes to how you're feeling, because only you knows how you're going to feel by eating a certain food. And that's what I did. And I'm not telling you this because, oh, I'm so great, I did this thing. No. I am telling you this so that perhaps you could maybe change your thought patterns, get a little spark of idea to come in to your brain and say, wow, you know, something she said made sense to me. Let me try it for myself. That's the place I wish we all could be at. To try these things for ourselves and see how we feel. Because when you tell someone, I'm thinking about doing a carnivore diet. I'm thinking about just eating fatty, red meat, no vegetables, no carbohydrates. I'm thinking of doing this. What do you think people say? People say, you are crazy. You're going to kill yourself. You're going to get gout, scurvy. Never met anyone with scurvy. I'm so sorry. A heart attack. Your arteries are going to clog like a kitchen sink with grease poured in it. I mean, they actually have videos of people putting grease in a sink and saying, this is what's going to happen to your arteries. I think it's hysterical because what is our body temperature? 98.6, 98.7, right? And say you drink a bunch of bacon grease, which I don't know anyone who does that, and I would not recommend that. But you can, if you want, you drink a cup of grease. Are your pipes gonna clog? No, our bodies are warm. It's just gonna go straight through. Not gonna be too good for your stomach, but you could do it if you want. No one's gonna stop you. It's all up to you. But your pipes will not clog because, first of all, you don't have pipes. Secondly, your esophagus is warm. Your blood vessels, your arteries are warm. And it doesn't go from your mouth to your arteries. There's a whole digestive system that happens there. So to me, that's a little bit silly. So I make these videos to tell my story. And I tell my story to offer a little hope, a little bit of hope that perhaps you don't have to live with multiple sclerosis. Maybe you will, but maybe you, like me, you can try this thing and get a little bit of relief. A little bit of relief. Maybe if you have type 2 diabetes, you could try this thing. 30 days and see what happens to your blood sugar. I think you'd be a little surprised. I certainly was surprised. It also can help Parkinson's disease. It could also help plantar fasciitis, rheumatoid arthritis. There is like a long list of things that a carnivore diet can help, and that's what makes it sound crazy. It makes it sound crazy because if I listed off all the things that it could help, yeah, this woman, she has no idea what she's talking about. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I can only tell you what it's helped me. It helped my rheumatoid arthritis. It helped my multiple sclerosis, my plantar fasciitis. I had kidney stones twice. I had holes in my esophagus. I had ulcers in my esophagus. I was very, very, very sick. My eyes swelled up like balloons. No longer. All these mystery things started coming on, as well as the diagnosed things. And my life was getting very, very difficult. So I'm telling you this, not to inflate myself, but to give you hope that perhaps by changing your diet, you may be able to change some symptoms that you're experiencing. The only way that you will know is if you try it for an extended period of time and you try it exactly. Because I meet people who don't do this thing exactly. They do it kind of, sort of. They're still taking in a lot of the poisons, a lot of the plant poisons, the plant toxins, a lot of the blood sugar a lot of the sugar from the foods are assimilating into their blood, right? And even though they're cutting down, they may not feel that their symptoms are getting better. It may take a longer period of time. But if you really want to know, if you've been hearing about this thing and saying, you know what, I wish I could do it. I wish I could try it. I don't know. My doctor will be mad at me. My kids will be mad at me. My husband won't talk to me. I don't know, my neighbor won't invite me over anymore for morning coffee. You need to ask God, should I do this? What do you think? Because you know what? That's what I did. Because I told people I was thinking about the carnivore diet, and everyone said, you are crazy. It's going to kill you. Took me 3 months. I wish I had those 3 months. I wish I had them because I was very, very sick, contemplating, pondering, studying, watching videos, reading studies for 3 months. And I could have been feeling better. But if that's what it takes, keep going. Keep reading. Keep watching. If that's what it takes, keep doing it. So that's where I was, folks. I was watching the experts, watching the videos, wondering, who are these people? Who are these people who are only eating meat? They appear to be healthy. I don't know. I have not met them in person, so I decided to meet them in person. Yes, folks, I went to a meetup all by myself. From Boston, I flew to Madison, Wisconsin. I rented a car and I drove to the world famous theater. Yes, the one that we hear about. And I met Carrie Mann. I met Dr. Kiltz. I met Jen and her lovely, lovely daughters. And I had a fabulous time. And you know what? I met lots of people who were there who probably drove there. They didn't take a plane. And I met them and talked to them about what they're doing. And for about a minute, it didn't seem as crazy to me. For the time that I was there, talking to these people in my tribe, this carnivore tribe, it wasn't crazy. At dinner, nobody ordered sides. Nobody ordered drinks. There wasn't even bread on the table. Wow. That was different. That was a lot different. I didn't feel out of place at all. So I guess it was a big shot in the arm. It was a big push for me to start to talk to you and to tell you, you could do this thing. There's nothing magical about me. There's something miraculous that happened to me after following the carnivore diet. After following the carnivore diet, I don't have any symptoms of MS anymore. The only one symptom I have, because I was thinking of this the other day, because one of you asked me, is that I still wear these special glasses that help with double vision. They're called prism glasses. When I take them off, I still see double. I think it's because I'm wearing them, and so my eyes are seeing single with these glasses on, and I take them off and I see double. But I'm not going to stop wearing them. I'm fine with it. You guys will have to deal with me wearing glasses. I'm fine with it. I'm very, very hopeful for me, for my health. And I'm hopeful if you decide to give this thing a try for yourself, that you're going to find some healing, some peace. Mental health issues, anxiety, depression. People have found relief from some of these things. So if you're feeling some anxiety, if you're feeling some depression, give it a try, If you ask your doctor, if you ask your brother, your sister, they're going to say, no, don't do that. That's stupid. You're going to hurt yourself. They're going to say that because they don't know about it. They're going to say that because that's what I thought when I first heard about it. And they love you and they're trying to protect you. So don't ask people that don't know, because they will give you that answer. They will say, carnivore is crazy, just like I thought, until I learned a little bit more. You're going to have to decide for yourself. And when you make the decision for yourself, don't listen to me either. Don't listen to anybody else. You've got to make this decision for yourself, and you have got to document it. This is your story. I have my story. My story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. My healing story, you might just have the beginning part, the part that's really sad, the sick part, the brain fog part, the anxiety part. And when you're in that, a lot of times you look to others to help you. You look to the medical community. You look to your families. You look to your friends. Please help me. You didn't ask the doctor when you ate that pizza last night. Yeah, when you ate a whole pizza, you didn't say, hey, doc, should I eat a whole pizza? No, you just did it. Why then do you have to ask him about meat? I don't get it. You didn't ask your son before you ate a box of donuts. He would have said, no, Mom, don't do that. You didn't ask your neighbor before you had a plate of nachos. You just ate it. Do it for yourself. See how you feel. Write it down. Document it. Document when you are feeling relief of symptoms, because you forget. I certainly forgot. When I went to the meetup in Tampa, I sat across from a gentleman who is a urologist. And he had heard a bit of my story, and he asked me, did you ever have urinary incontinence? Yeah. It was a big problem. It was such a big problem that I had Botox injections in my bladder, and that only worked for a short amount of time. And then what they wanted to do is a surgery to implant this device in my back. So as I'm talking to him, he asked me how that was. I had to think about it because I was feeling fine. I hadn't had problems with urinary incontinence for probably months. So that was February. Probably sometime last fall. I didn't write it down. I don't know when it went away. All I know is that it's gone. Gone. When you have disease such as multiple sclerosis, there are a lot of symptoms. They're hard to keep track of. You just know you don't feel good. You just know that like every part of your body, something is affected. And then when it's healed, when the symptoms go away, that's also hard to keep track of. It's hard to know when these things disappeared, unless it's something very dramatic that happens, like that first 3 weeks. I was waiting for it. I was looking for it. I was ready for it. I was paying attention. After that, things that happen one after the other, it's like you keep on getting these gifts every single day. All these things start going away and you don't realize it. So that's why I say document it. Write it down. So if you were following a diet for weight, you would weigh yourself every day. You would document that. Or maybe once a week, or maybe once a month, depending on what your schedule is and what you're looking for. You would document the progress that you are making. I wasn't doing this to lose weight. I was doing this in order to live my life, my best life. Along the way, folks, I have to tell you, I lost 25 pounds. I documented that. Along the way, it became easier for me to get to the gym. So now I'm at the gym like 4 times a week, between 3 and 5 times a week. No fatigue. I feel wonderful. I'm walking 1 to 2 miles a day. That has changed because from going from having fatigue and absolutely no energy, I've got this surplus of energy that I have got to use up. It's really amazing. And I tell you this not to say, oh, look at me, I'm wonderful. I'm telling you this to give you hope. To give you hope. Now, there is another side to this. Once you know this, you can't unlearn it. I'm feeling a little bit of a burden. And let me tell you about how that goes. So I know that, or I think that, people can feel better by eating an all-meat diet. And when I see people who aren't feeling well, and I see people who aren't looking well, and I know they're not feeling well, I can tell by just looking at them. And I talk to people, I want to tell them about the carnivore diet. And I know that some people will not be receptive to hearing about it because it's really annoying for somebody to tell you to eat a certain way. I know that. See, I can tell you because you have clicked on the thumbnail and you might know me, might not know me, and that's okay. You know what you're going to get, right? You know what you're going to get from YouTube. You know what you're going to get from this video because it tells you before you click on it. And if you don't like it, you can just click off. That's fine. But when you've got a friend, a family member, when you've got someone that you just met, and people will tell you, oh my gosh, my back. Oh my gosh, I can't, I've got to run to the bathroom, or I've got this diagnosed disease or that diagnosed disease. They usually tell you right away. And to keep my mouth closed, when I know that if they did this thing, they would feel better, is a real burden for me. Sometimes I say it, and I think of like a very kind way to say it, or I just turn it back on myself and I say it. And they say, oh yeah, no, I can't do that. Can't do that. And my heart breaks. I'm an empath. I'm very, very sensitive. And I feel their pain. And I don't get offended at all when people don't want to do this. But I feel terrible. And I feel badly because I wish they would try it for 30 days. I wish they would just try it and just see if they can do it before they tell me that they can't do it. Because if they wanted to do it, they could do it. So I have to take a step back and say it's not about me. Because it was never about me. It's about spreading the good news that there is another way to live that would make you feel like a superhuman. If I could take my health from, the lowest of the low and feel a little bit better than average, if someone took their average health and ate this way, there would be no stopping them. So, folks, I guess that's what I wanted to say to you. I want to give you some hope that things can be better. You can feel more energy. You can have enough energy to get through your day. You don't have to live in pain. You don't have to live with depression and anxiety. It's not going to happen instantly. You have to try this thing, and you have to try it for an extended amount of time, and you have to record it. You don't have to tell anybody, because really it's nobody's business but your own. Like I said, you didn't ask anyone if you could eat that pizza last night or those donuts the other day, because they would have said no to that as well. I wish you guys the best of luck on your journey. And if you want to see what I'm doing, if you want to see how I'm eating, subscribe to my channel and I will tell you, this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm living. It's not because I want to inflate my own ego, but I really have a desire to help. I want to help you feel better. So subscribe to my channel. Give it a try. Give it 30 days. And I will see you in the next video.